How does one go from this to this, or from this to this? Real people, real transformations. Amazing life-changing results are achieved every day at O Skin Med Spa. Let Miss O show you the way. Your very own before and after experience awaits. Call now for a free consultation. Visit oskinmedspa.com for more details.
Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday, and it's another night for Nick Diaz presents Who Are We? So it used to be Who is SoCal. Now it's Who Are We? Because we're bringing in more people who are outside of SoCal. And tonight we have some of our tattoo artists. But before anything else, I want to thank our sponsors, the Formula M Creatives and also the Hi-Fi Hedgehog, who will be giving away some raffle prizes later towards the end of our show. So stick around because because later we're gonna have some raffle prizes for everybody. And so let me just tell you a little bit about our community partners. So we're partnering with the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce Hollywood, and they were founded in 2018 to support Filipino American the business community who are in the business of entertainment, and the artists who are all part of showbiz entertainment industry, arts practitioners like us. And so they've been helping us out. And so thank you so much to the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce Hollywood. And so are you guys ready? And but before anything else, hashtag live if you're watching live, and hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and hashtag tattoo. And who among you guys who are watching have tattoos? So let us know in the comment section below. And let me tell you about our first guest. So our first guest is Marco MABUNAY. He is a tattoo artist, and Marco has been tattooing in Los Angeles since 2018, and he runs a private studio with Brooke and Lily. And we will meet Brooke and Lily shortly, and they've decided to open a private studio so that they can keep it for themselves. They can keep themselves safe and their clients as well during the COVID-19 pandemic. And with him is Elune Luna, also known as Brooke, and she's a body piercer who's been apprenticing with Marco. And she is currently managing their studio. And last but not the least in their group is CHENGRAN. She's a Chinese-born illustrator and designer living in Los Angeles, and I've seen her illustrations, and my gosh, they are so cool. And I wouldn't be surprised that she's actually into tattooing now. And she's been brought up by her grandparents, and because of that, she is very curious about things from the past, and that is actually represented in her artwork. And her work involves the fusion of traditional Asian aesthetic concepts and European design methods. And her work process includes various techniques such as dip pen, ink, watercolor painting, oil painting, and digital tools. But now she is also a tattoo artist. So let's welcome all of them, Marco, Elune, and Lily. Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's better. How's everybody doing?
Great. How are
Good,
you?
good.
Good.
And so, hi everyone. To those who are watching, Anne Moran, Benaventura, hi, and also Melissa Santiago, hi. Yeah, they're our SoCal residents. Yes. And so, where's everyone coming from? Where's your studio located?
So we're located in Los Angeles, in Eagle Rock.
Oh, okay. That's pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but there's a Sequoia City literally down the street. So it's kind of like a little Filipino town down here.
I know exactly where that is, and that corner is home to the best mochi donuts, mochi nut.
Yeah.
Have you guys had that? Yeah, yeah, that is so cool. I was just there like a month ago. That's why I know there's a mochi nut because it was their grand opening when I
They're
went.
pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, I like them. So yeah, like if they can hear us down the street, share some mochi nuts our way, right?
We'll do it for shout outs.
Yeah, we'll do it for shout outs. And so can you tell us a little bit about your background? So let's start with Marco.
Um, yeah, so I'm Marco. I'm a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for about 3 years now, and I mean, yeah, I'm just Marco.
And what got you into tattooing?
So it's quite a long story actually, but uh, honestly, I was just looking for a way to kind of make money out of drawing, to be honest, because at the time when I thought about going into tattooing, uh, I was in nursing school, but even before that, I was gonna go to architecture school, and I quickly found out that architecture, the whole curriculum itself, would cost me a lot of money. So that's why I kind of transitioned into nursing. But the original plan was to basically, use nursing as a stepping stone and then go back to school for architecture, which I don't know, like looking back at it, doesn't seem very much of a feasible goal, you would say. So, so yeah, and then I found out later on that nursing really wasn't my thing, and I just kind of dropped out of nursing school and started tattooing.
Hmm. And so let's go to Brooke. What got you into tattooing
Well, I'm a
and
body
piercing? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a body piercer. I'm going on my third year body piercing. I am apprenticing under Marco. I've been apprenticing under him for a couple months now, right? So far I've only gotten to like the practice pads, and it's wild. It's so different from piercing. It's like so like far apart. They're very, very different things. But I have participated in the Flash, like our monthly Flash designs, and that's been really fun. I've always really liked drawing, and so I'm kind of just exploring that. So I think that's kind of what drew me in.
That's so cool. And so what is it about like the body and designing on the body that got you into body piercing and also
I just
tattooing?
like to decorate people, to be honest, and that's essentially what it is, just making people. I like the fact that piercings and body modification and tattoos, like any kind of that form of artwork, can really change people's lives in a way. Like it can make you feel more confident. It can, yeah, I just think that's amazing, and I want to be a part of that. So.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried body painting?
I haven't, no, but that sounds really fun.
Yeah. So that's another extension of what you're doing, right? Body
Yeah,
piercing
absolutely.
and tattooing. And how about Lily? What got you into what you're doing now?
So basically, before hi everybody, I'm Lily. So Like so, like compare with like Marco and Brooke's like professional experience. Like I'm almost like tattooing for a year. So before I started to do tattooing, and I was actually working for a design company, and it was a cool job, but I just feel like I'm not too fulfilled from working 9 to 5 like that. And especially as a creative, and you always want to have your own voice, out there. So I started to think about like what I actually can do by using my design and illustration skills. So like I started to think about, after I left my work, and I was starting to think about, sometimes like in my life, like what people would tell me about what I can possibly do. And so I started to think about this girl when I was like in art school, and she's a graphic designer. So when she saw my art, she said like, you know what, your style would be so cool for tattooing. But at that time, tattoo is not like a real, like a job. In my like in my, like in my head, I just like I feel like back at school, I just feel like you have to go to the office, you have to work there, and that is what's my life going to be. So, well, but like after I did my work, I started to think about the words she told me, and I was like, okay, I want to give it a try. And so ever since then, I just say, start to look for apprenticeship, and then, just like get on this journey. And I really enjoy it because I start to feel like my design and my work start to have meaning. Because like when people choose the art, like I keep thinking about like how we define ourselves, and so that's like how I see tattooing. It's like your life is given by your parents, right? And but you have your own journey too. So you use like art to define who you really are, and that is tattoo. And I think it's very meaningful, and it's very inspiring to think about people's body as a canvas, and they carry your art, walk around, and so that's just made me feel very engaging. Yeah.
Yes, and before we move to the next question, I just wanted to say hi to our viewers on Kumu and also on Twitch, and on YouTube. And I can hear my voice twice. Do you have your cell phones on?
No.
Yeah, because I can hear my voice twice.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah. And so was there a mentor, or did someone inspire you to actually do tattoos?
Is that for you?
Yeah, like anybody can answer. So let's start with Marco since we already started with him first.
Oh, I guess I just kind of fell into tattooing. I didn't really have anyone to look up to as far as tattooing goes, because I don't know, it just wasn't something that was that was seen as, if you were a tattoo artist growing up, it wasn't really associated with success. It's either you're in the medical field or you're a total failure. I mean, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I guess like growing up is something that I just been drawn to. I can remember as far back as grade school or like high school when me and my friends would draw on each other with little marker pens, and I guess that's what kind of set me on the path, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And Brooke, was there any mentor?
So for me, it's just Marco, honestly. Like just like seeing him do his job so well and be so passionate about it. Like he's very modest, by the way. He's very like whatever, but like you know what I mean. He does a very good job, and he won't give himself credit for it, but I'm giving him credit. He does a fantastic job, and he's so passionate about it. And I think that's just kind of an inspiration. And Lila's an inspiration to me too, because I think that she's such a great artist. Like, yeah, I'm happy to be in a good position where I can like learn from both of them.
And did you have to go to school? Is there some kind of technical school for tattooing? Or do you have to
We
get some kind of certification?
so so to be a tattoo artist in LA, you have to pass a bloodborne certification test, and then you have to turn it into the Department of Health. I forgot where it was, but yeah, basically, and then based on your results, they will either give you a certificate or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pass some kind of like a course, basically.
So how many months does that take?
So that one, you can only get that through a shop. So you can only get that certificate if you're associated with the shop. So I guess you could say that it depends on how long your apprenticeship would take. Because usually you would take that course towards the end of your apprenticeship. So if your apprenticeship would take a year, then it would take you a year to get that certificate. And for some people, it would take them even longer than that. Because I've seen people go through their apprenticeship for like 4 years, which to me is kind of uh, a long time for something like this. Because by then it could have been like a doctor or something.
Yeah.
It does take a long time. I didn't realize that.
It does.
I think the standard for apprenticeships are a year.
Yeah.
It's ideally
Oh wow.
At least a year.
Maybe longer.
And that's the time where you would be learning, like prevention of cross contamination, um, and all the technicalities that come with tattooing, and lining up artworks, like specifically for tattoos, because there's such a way as tattoo art, you would say. It's when we do designs that would look good as a tattoo. So that's something that is being taught, to you as an apprentice,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where all, um,
And so does
secrets
it
of tattooing come in.
it seems like not all designs are good for tattooing, right?
Yeah, there's definitely some restrictions, as far as the designs go. There's how would I say it? How would you say? Yeah, there's some kind of a standard that we follow, or like like a set of guidelines that we follow to make tattoos look the way they are. Because there's some ways that you can do, so that you can increase the longevity of your tattoo. Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people are aware, but there's no such thing as a as true permanency, even in tattooing, because eventually everything fades. So it's really easy to, mess it up when it comes to tattooing, because you can look at a tattoo while it's being done, and you can say that it looks good at the time, but a couple years down the line, it might not look as good. So but we do have some guidelines that we follow to make it look good, 10, 15, 20 years down the line.
So one quick question. Arvin was asking, does it hurt?
Oh yeah, we would be lying if we
Oh
told
my
you that.
gosh. I'm like the first one to talk you out of a knee tattoo. I will, if you want to be talked out of getting your knee done, just see me,
Yeah.
How long does it take for the? So is it like a stinging? So obviously, like I don't have any tattoos. Is it like a stinging pain or like?
So it's different for everyone. Some people has more pain tolerance than others, and then there are some areas on the body that are more sensitive to pain. Like for example, like in the sternum. To me, that would be like probably like number one. The most painful spot that I've ever got tattooed on. But for Brooke or Lily, that might not be the case.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the person's pain tolerance, and also
The area.
the area, yeah, on the body.
I think my feedback from my clients are like lining is like just like a sharp blades, like running through the skin. And then the color packing or shading, it feels kind of like a sunburn, like that. If you have like the tattoo session, let's say like longer than 1.5 hour, let's say, and the entire area of the skin will feel very, very warm. It's because like that's like the trauma caused the redness, the irritation to the skin as well. So yeah, it's definitely painful, but it's totally worth it. I would say, yeah. It's just like strange that you don't know like how many times like people are here like just like say like I cannot tolerance the pain anymore.
Right.
But by the time you finish the tattoo and then they start, I love it.
Yeah.
What's our next appointment? When is our next appointment? So it's
like torturing yourself.
Yeah. Well,
So there's some kind of like tolerance that you build, right? Like after a while, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
somewhat, yeah. Like
Also, we do in our studio we do carry some some numbing agents, so some like lidocaine and stuff like that,
Yeah.
to numb the areas on the body where we would
They
tattoo.
definitely help.
Yeah.
But I would say like everything
It
gets
helps to
like
an extent.
sensitive after that
Yeah.
like third hour.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't matter where you're
Like,
getting
we're all
tattooed after
human
like
beings.
3 hours.
It only
It
takes-
just
We
it's
can
like-
only take so much,
Yeah.
even with anesthesia, because
yeah.
we're not really how is that like we don't have the capability to put someone under to knock them out.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Nell Robert. He's watching live from the Philippines. What part of tattooing do you enjoy the most?
What part of tattooing do I enjoy the most?
like when it comes to body area, like
or
just in
just
general,
in
or
general.
I
Just
think
in general, what do you like about tattooing? What makes you do it?
what makes me do it, I just feel like design or art will be more meaningful when it comes to body art, because like it defines who you really are, and we're making the service for that. So yeah, so that's like made me want to do tattooing. And also when it comes, if his question comes to where we enjoy to tattoo, I think that is like
I want to say forearms.
yeah,
Forearm,
forearms, or like your legs, thigh, it will be good,
Yeah.
because like the skin is pretty much like
Yeah.
when we place you on the chair or on the bed, it's easier for you to stay on a certain pose. So yeah, like arms and the legs are easier, and also less painful. Like I think it's like anywhere between joints, like it's less painful. Like and also like the skin is naturally stretched out more. Yeah.
And so Arvin has a question. What's the most challenging design you've done?
The most challenging designs, or the most challenging designs that I'm working on
Yeah.
right now is probably anything that has to do with scales. I don't know what it is, but anything that has to do with scales, like snakes, dragons, koi fish. Yeah, to me that's like some of the most challenging, because you kind of have to make it flow like on the body. So the direction of the scales, just the way you layer them, is important, because if you were to make it cross like certain lines in the body. So basically in tattooing we have imaginary lines in the body, and going back to what I was saying, if you were to layer those scales in a weird way, it would just throw off the whole design.
Those I think it's tedious, right?
Yeah, and it's very
depending on how big
time consuming.
And so you're talking about layering. So can you like in drawing or even in painting, you can layer on top of each other, right? Is that possible in tattooing?
Um, so yes and no, because there are some pigments that once you lay them on there, nothing else is gonna show up no matter what you do. So for example, I mean obviously black is the good example for that. Like once you have a black out tattoo, um, you would either have to get it lasered off or to put something else over it. But although I've seen people have started experimenting with white ink, where they would black out their entire arm and then they would tattoo with white ink over a blacked out area. So we do have some of those advancements in tattooing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to answer your question, it would be possible to layer something on top of a tattoo if it's light enough.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So going back to when you were younger, what were you like as a kid? Did you always like doing creative things like drawing or painting or tagging,
Oh yeah,
tagging
I was
graffiti?
that kid in school that would get in trouble uh, for drawing
Yes.
on the desks and my textbooks, and eventually it turned into the drawing on people's arms and stuff.
Like with pins.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I would get in trouble for drawing on desks. So then I started drawing on my arms, and then because you could hide it or like take it off or whatever, and then eventually it just became a thing with me and my friends back in grade school, where we just drew on each other with ballpoint pens. Yeah.
So did you draw on people like without them knowing?
Oh yeah, there were a couple
There
occasions.
were.
Like characters out of people.
Yeah, when someone's passed out drunk in a party.
Oh no.
And Brooke or Lily,
Well, I've
um,
had a sketchbook since I was maybe like 14, so I've always been drawing. Is it good? Maybe not. But yeah, I've always had a passion for art. Either way.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for me, it's like I was sent to this like after school hobby school when I was like very young, and my mom just like let me just take art classes like weekly, and as soon as I did drawing on the skin experience, I think well, because I was brought up by my grandparents, so I used to draw on my grandpa's arm. And that was inspired by the animation Popeye, because like all the sailors has like those like cool, like the anchors and the like boats and stuff. So I draw that on my grandpa's arm, and so yeah, he sometimes like will carry those like images when he go downstairs to say pick up like milk or newspapers and stuff. So yeah.
And so going back to your process, so how does it start? Like this, someone make an appointment, and then what do you do?
So yeah, the first step would be the booking process. We would talk about design, placement, scheduling and stuff like that. Because timing is actually one of the most important things in tattooing. Like that's like one of the most one of the things that we struggle with as artists is booking people. Um, Not in the sense that our sorry, I'm kind of like having like a brain fart right now. But but yeah, it gets like most of the time it would get so hectic that that we had to like switch people around and stuff like that, and people have different needs. Like
Yeah.
people people come out of work a certain time of the day,
Mm-mm.
and so
Yeah.
on. There's a
People
lot
have
of
personal
factors that go into it. But yeah, that's the first step of the process is the booking process, and then from there we either do a consultation or we start the design process, and then we just get straight into tattooing.
That is so awesome. And so, what's the most common design that people ask for?
I'll say flowers.
Yeah, flowers are popular.
Yeah, flowers.
Roses.
Yeah.
Like classic, like how to say, like tattoo images. Yeah.
Or like
Designs.
I would say like those little dainty ones, like the infinity symbols.
Small
Yeah,
symbols.
anything with, like
Symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beads.
It was a trend a couple of years ago where everyone got like infinity symbols. I must have done like thousands of them.
So, what trends do you see in tattooing? Is there anything new happening with regards to like process or technique or tools
Um,
or equipment?
so I want to say a lot of classic designs are coming back, like such as American traditional. I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok, sporting traditional tattoos lately. So it's like, but I mean, even even then, it's like a trend that keeps coming back. So yeah, that's like the one of the trends that I've been seeing lately.
I think to me it's more like a Asian tattoo artist and with like a specific
yeah.
like some Asian style, like a
Yeah,
how to say, like
Korean style.
some Korean like a single needle tattoos, like or like it will, or some drawings that you can see it's not like a Japanese like style, but it's more like some drawing in, it used to be probably like some brush paintings, stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
then people just using those like elements to the skin. And also like the Japanese animation thing, it's also
Mm-hmm.
a huge trend right now, because like our generation is highly or strongly influenced by animation, or any kinds of like entertainment related to the characters. So more and more people like when they start to think about ideas when it comes to tattoo, they will be like, I don't want something dark. I want something really, highly related to my childhood memories, and this character made me feel happy, and so I want to have this character or this like a frame from a movie or animation like that. So yeah, so that's like a definitely a trend. Like when it
So,
comes
speaking
to
of animation, what characters are common?
Pokemon.
I've done a lot of Studio Ghibli characters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like my neighbor.
Yeah.
Totoro, yeah.
yeah, and
Like the little sit sprites.
Yeah.
Naruto is
Naruto.
Naruto, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there are so many like more like 2000s like characters, like between 2000 to like 2015, like
Yeah.
that period of time, those like animations.
Because I have a theory, because I think it's because the kids who grew up watching these anime shows are now able to get tattoos. You know what I mean? Like they just turned 18 or something.
It
So
sort of
that's,
like plays on the whole
Yeah.
nostalgic
Yeah.
trend
Yeah.
is it
Like-
now.
Yeah.
Like people are getting like cassette tapes tattooed on them and like Polaroid pictures and things like that. And I think so
Yeah.
characters also play that.
It's just like it doesn't mean like you're getting a tattoo. It's like a happy or you're like going to be bad. It's just like something. It can be very personal and cute, and also it can be very positive too. The image or the meaning
Mhm.
or where it's come from. Like yeah.
I see a lot of like minimalist line art.
Oh,
Some artists have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of that on Instagram. And so Arvin was saying like fleur de lis. Have you guys done that?
yeah, we've done plenty of those in the past, and
It's,
some
and so Arvin was saying like he wants to see some designs.
for sure. Have like a flashbook I mean, we just have like some little cutouts of our recent flash here. So
And we also have like the pictures on the wall.
We can also go to our like a studio Instagram page. Yeah, Big Bad Wolf Society. We can always have like our monthly flash posted.
yeah, so it'd be like something like
This
like
is
this.
one of our
We do
flash.
a lot of like little flash designs like these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Check
Those
out
are
our
awesome.
Instagram page.
and then
And then all of our accounts are linked in the bio as well if you want to.
and then here are some of the designs that we've done recently.
Yeah, the roses.
Here got these boys. Yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of like, how would you call them, like dark yet traditional stuff.
Yeah.
So is it true that once you get a tattoo, you're bound to get another one? Is it that addicting?
I feel like it's like 1,000%.
To me,
it is.
Yeah.
To me,
So
like,
what is it about getting a tattoo that makes you want to get another one?
I think
And
it's just
another.
decorating yourself.
I think it's the
like,
same.
It can be
Yeah.
personal. It can be fun.
I guess you could compare it to if you've ever gone go-kart racing, right? Like if once you've done it, you're more likely to go back again. But why? It's because it's the experience. You know what I mean? It's
It's the thrill of
the-
getting
it's
one,
the
right?
thrill of-
Yeah.
Of the-
I think it's
of
just
the
like
experience.
anything else.
Yeah.
If you have fun doing something, you're probably gonna
Yeah,
do it again. Yeah. You have
Yeah,
that
'cause, I mean-
experience that you want to experience it.
Yeah.
I know like some people start with a small one, right? And next thing you know, they have sleeves.
Yeah, they just it gets bigger and
It gets
bigger.
more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is so cool. And was there ever time when you were when you had challenges or struggles, and did you ever think of giving up, and how did you move on from that?
Mm,
Getting into the tattoo industry or just
Yeah, getting into the tattoo industry and doing what you're doing now.
I feel like I always knew that this is what I was meant to do. You know,
Yeah.
like this is what so no matter how hard it got
to me,
or how impossible it felt, I was like, I have to do it.
well
Doesn't
for me,
matter, push through.
my biggest struggle was finding a workplace that I was gonna be comfortable in. But apart from that, I don't really, like feel like it's something that I'm stressing out over.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I know this sounds cheesy, but it really doesn't feel like a 9 to 5 to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just drawing. You know,
It's your passion.
it's that like I've always been. The only difference now is I'm earning money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think for me it's like the time management. Yeah, because like a lot of people when they start to think about like tattoo or essentially their tattoo requests, as the tattoo artist, you always want to present the best work, just even it's before it on their skin. But a lot of times like I feel it's just like people kind of don't get the idea that we do spend maybe even like maybe the tattoo session is like 3 hours, but like the actual designing time it's probably like 5 hours or to a day, and that is not even including the modification, adjustments. So when that time builds up, we do need some more time to figure out, okay, what's the best for you, how, and also like, let's say through time, we want to make sure this design is still looking good for you and it can hold like as long as it can be, yeah, but I guess like sometimes like when I have my client, let's say they schedule me 2 weeks ago, and then the day 3, and then they will be like, hey, where's my design? I'm like, no, like I cannot, even if I only have one client, which is you, and I cannot push the design that fast. I mean, yes, I can just like do whatever, like based on my skill, like just give you whatever design you wanted to get, but it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me feel like this is like something like how to say, it's a complete design, you know. It made me feel like there's something more I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so on an average, when someone goes to your shop, how long do they stay there?
We're usually booked all day when we're tattooing, so we would have like one day where it's just like us being in here tattooing. We would make a whole day out of it. You know, we would order pizza and just basically chill for the whole day and we would just chill with our clients all day.
So what's the longest tattooing session you've done?
I want to say mine was that one Friday the 13th where I ended up tattooing close to 70 people. So that time I tattooed from 11 because the shop that we used to work at it opened from 11 and then I got home at like 4 in the morning. So 11 a.m. to 4
Oh my
a.m.
goodness.
the next day. So
yeah.
how many hours is it? I don't know.
That's more than
Yeah,
Too much.
that's like 16 hours.
That's
yeah.
so many designs.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
And it was with multiple people, like 70 of them in total.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot. I mean, so that means that your business is doing really well. So what
That was before COVID happened.
Yeah,
that was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so speaking of COVID, so we're not quite, out of the pandemic, right? I mean, we're barely getting out of the pandemic. So what safety measures do you follow?
So we do maintain like a level of social distancing because I mean there's only so much that you can do when you're tattooing. So it's always masks on, and when our clients come, it's always by themselves. So we have a rule amongst ourselves that it's always one client and one artist at any given time, and even before they get tattooed, they get screened in our little waiting area here where they fill out the waiver. You know, we ask them, like the symptoms if they're experiencing um, flu-like symptoms and stuff like that, and then yeah, basically just we take it from there.
And so we're talking about like people and clients and trying not to, spread COVID or contaminate anything, right? And so for yourselves, like what do you do to take care of yourself? How do you manage stress and anxiety?
Um,
Make sure you're
okay,
spacing
what
out.
else?
Make sure you're
Does it, I
spacing
mean,
out
or
the
does it get stressful
So
in your
oh, it definitely does. Definitely. I book people like all day for these two.
Oh yeah, so
And
and
so-
also
Yeah.
also that ties back into the COVID-19 protocols that we have in place. Basically, whenever we would book multiple people, it's always we always space them out. Like
Yeah.
if even if we have multiple people in a day, we give it at least a couple of hours
In between.
in between where the studio is completely empty and
We can properly
yeah,
sanitize
properly
everything and
sanitize
stuff like that.
everything. Yeah, because even before COVID happened, we were already like, like on the edge with bloodborne pathogens and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which I think would even be worse if we catch it.
Yeah.
So,
That is so true. Um, and so what are you guys currently working on, like in terms of projects?
so right now we're just working on our next flash designs for June because we're trying to do this every single month. And so far we haven't missed a month. And at the end of the year, we're gonna compile it into a book.
Mhm.
Basically it's like what do you call it? Like a
Just like a flash.
like an art book.
Flash, like
Yeah.
collection. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you can see our style, and you can also like, and also our flash never expires. Yeah, our flash never expires. So like anytime from now, you pick up like one or like any design from our previous flash, and it's always like we can do the work for you. Yeah, and
So it would be something like this book here.
just like a collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a.
Yeah, kind of like this stuff.
Oh, I think you should come to a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, where it's just like a collection of designs. So
Mhm.
we're trying to compile it into a book like this. Yeah. And that's one of our long-term goals for now.
So do you actually launch those designs each month, and is it like a limited time only kind of thing?
No, so
No.
all of our previous flash sheets are still available.
Yeah.
So you just come up with some designs each month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
And also, like clients can request, let's say, based on one design, right? And they say, okay, I want to add some stuff, you know, or make some change or add colors on certain areas. We still can do that. Or if you want, you can have like some more, like, this is like my design. Yeah.
So
Okay.
and then
So that's
So-
our flash design, and
then
Yeah.
one of our clients came in and kind of customized it
Yeah,
to
people
look more
can
like
custom.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
so
this.
You can
have
So
make it
it was
your own.
based off of
Yeah.
that design
So-
right there.
Like sometimes like when clients come to the studio, they will be like, okay, I want to get tattoo, but I don't know what to get, and they can go through our flash design. So our like designs can be a starting point, you know, give them inspiration. They say, let's say they want to combine one design with another one, that can be done, or they want to add or to say change something based on our existing design. The good thing about it is because it's a monthly flash, so you still got like it's very budget friendly, you know, like even with edit things, yeah.
And we came up with a whole formula
Mm-hmm.
of our of how we price things.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
different sizes.
So with
It's
reasonable price, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like
in color.
it's kind of a secret right now because we're trying to come up with more things that revolves around it. I probably said too much already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got secrets. Because come check it out.
So speaking of
Involves
secret,
technology. Yeah, it involves technology.
Good secrets though.
some
It's
high
like
technology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So speaking of secrets, do you have any tips or advices for people who want to get into the tattoo industry?
Yeah, so hands down, the best thing that you can do is go out there and look for an apprenticeship. You can,
But make sure it's someone reputable.
Yeah.
You know? Definitely, they're gonna be screening you, right, to see if you're appropriate for the position. You know, but you should screen them as well. Make sure that you don't just go for anyone.
And I think people should like do their research, like do their homework and take it
Yeah.
seriously when they decide to change their career or start this career, because like there are a lot of, I mean, this profession is very tempting, you know. It's like sounds very cool and it's like like, but a lot of people when they start to think about this industry, they have a vague or general idea about it. So for me, it's like, except like finding the right apprenticeship, you also need to know like where you're at, like your own art skill. Is it like, or your design ability, is it there yet? If it's not, that's your homework. You need to definitely work on that before you start to jump on the skill side, you know, the actual tattooing. Because that's like something you cannot learn, or somebody really cannot teach you that much. Because like, I mean, the client you're facing in the future is their request will be out of, to your surprise, what they want you to do. So if you start to pick up like the varieties of, your ability when it comes to design or art skills, and it definitely can help you with a long run in this industry, in this career. So yeah.
And also, if you're going in to like interview with an artist that you do find reputable, and they want to interview you, come in with a couple of little additions like a portfolio, your bloodborne pathogen certification. You can get that through the Red Cross, and also like CPR first aid training helps as well.
Yeah. Just like do it strategically.
Yeah.
Don't do it like,
shows...
oh, this is like my passion, and that doesn't mean anything. Where's your strategy? What's your plan?
Yeah. It kind of shows that you're more serious.
Yeah.
About it, and that's, I'm assuming that they will take you more seriously.
Yeah,
for sure.
What's your weekly plan? What's your monthly plan? How do you see yourself after a year? All of those things. Think about this through. Yeah.
Another thing that works as far as landing an apprenticeship is getting tattooed by the person that you want to be an apprentice of. Basically, like find the artist that you ideally look up to,
Inspires you,
and then get a lot of tattoos from them. Because by doing so, you're gonna build a relationship with them. You're gonna build a rapport with the shop, and then eventually it turns into a friendship, hopefully, and then they might just approach you with an apprenticeship. That's something that you're gonna be interested in.
That is so awesome. Like, I didn't know like that everything had like to be in order. Granted that an apprenticeship is a year or so, right? Like everything comes in stages.
It's definitely more than meets the eye, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely, there's more to it.
I would say tattooing is probably one of the last professions that you can only break into by apprenticing. Because I know historically, to be an electrician, you had to apprentice under an electrician, and so on. To be like a dentist, you have to be an apprentice under a dentist.
Now there's like schools for that.
Yeah, but now there's schools for that. So tattooing is still one of those industries that still has not built a curriculum. So and that's mostly because there's a lot of what you would call gatekeepers in the tattoo industry. So that can be another thing that you have to watch out for as far as looking for an apprenticeship. You gotta make sure that your mentor is not one of those people that are gonna gatekeep you for a whole year and without any guarantees that you're even gonna be tattooing at the end of your apprenticeship. So that's why I added into what Lily and Brooke were saying, that another one of the best ways to get into the industry is to get a lot of tattoos, because you're building that relationship with the artist. You're building that relationship with the shop. You're getting familiarized with the setting and the environment, while you're getting a cool piece of artwork. So
Always fun.
That is true. And so speaking of getting tattoos, I heard you guys have a special promo happening.
Oh yeah, so we're doing this thing where it's for every 100. For every 100 that our clients spend, we take up $10. So if it's $500, then it would be like $50 off.
That is so cool. So and so it's Big Bad Wolf Society.
Yeah, on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are watching out there, if you're in SoCal, their shop is in Eagle Rock in Los Angeles, and they're offering $10 off of every $100 that you spend. And the name of their shop is Big Bad Wolf Studio. Right? So we're almost at 9:00. We do have a raffle for everybody. So for those of you who are watching, hashtag raffle. It's raffle time.
Raffles. Raffles.
Yes, it's raffle time. Yeah, so hashtag raffle, everybody. For those of you who are watching, and if you're from the US, hashtag raffle.
Can we join in on that too?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
I'm gonna get on my phone right
And
now.
while we're waiting for everybody, yeah, you can show us your designs while we're waiting for everyone.
So I have a few pieces on work actually that we're currently working on.
Oh yeah,
They're like
I have
these.
already legs.
So I guess you can
I'll have to like
give you like a little
her down a little.
tour. Yeah. So this is what we were currently working on. Yeah.
It's just like have lilies here, and then it's a giant snake.
Yeah. And
This
then,
was previous.
and we
This
have a
was
whole.
part of it.
Is it okay if we just give you
It's
like
awesome. Yeah, give us a tour.
of our studio?
Look at our wall.
So that's Lily. Those are the chairs that we're sitting on just now. So we have a whole door where it's just filled up of designs that we've done.
Yeah.
Ever since we got this place. So we actually haven't been here that long. We started back in July. We got the lease in July, and we were only been operational for like 3 months until like this year, the beginning of this year, because they kept closing down businesses because of COVID.
And then this is our pictures.
And
Some of
sorry,
these are tattoo designs.
yeah, and these are our pictures. Like I said, we just moved in here, so we still had to decorate all these walls. But this is our stations, our workstations, and this is the actual tattoo station. We have everything organized in there.
This is our bookcase.
You have a little.
With, bones and animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have like a little outdoor patio. So.
Oh, what happened? We lost them.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, so we have like a little outdoor patio here. So when me and Lily are tattooing, this will come open to get some fresh air in here.
Mm-hmm.
And that way we're not all.
And then the bookshelf. We have some creepy stuff there.
Yeah, and then we have like a little waiting area here, and next to a bookshelf where we have all kinds of cool books. And it's Brooke and Lily again. Oh, and that's our hand washing station over there, and we have all our stuff organized in these lockers. Yeah.
That is so awesome.
And
so
that's one of the things that you have to have when you start a studio. That's the first thing that they're gonna look at is if you have like some kind of means, to sterilize your stuff.
mm-hmm.
So like awkward.
Yeah.
Hello.
That is so cool. And so we should start the raffle. Yeah, we're about to start the raffle, everybody. So Marco, Brooke, and Lily are also joining in on the raffle. And so I just wanted to tell everybody what the price is. So there are 2 raffle prizes, everybody. So it's 3 Korean facial masks and 1 wet wipe set. So that's actually a wet wipe set. So it's sealed inside, and you can actually pop the cover and take the wet wipes out of the container. And so we will have 2 winners for that. And so let's go. Let's get this going.
Need a sweater.
Brooke.
Congratulations, Brooke.
So excited. Thank you.
What did Brooke get?
Yeah, congratulations. And so here's winner number 2. It's Mia Guiana. Congratulations, you just won 1 set of Korean face masks and 1 wet wipes. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to those who
Thank you.
watched us, and of course to our guest panelists, Marco, Mabunay, Brooke, and Lily. Thank you so much.
Bye.
You guys are awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, and I just wanted to remind everybody that tomorrow we have some crooners coming in. And so if you're missing the likes of Frank Sinatra, Bobby Darin, Johnny Mathis, or Tony Bennett, we have a couple of crooners coming in and our Friday jam sessions. That's at 8 o'clock tomorrow, same time, same place. Mick Diaz presents. And of course, next week, we have our on Thursday we have a powerhouse panel. So for those of you who are watching, we have advocates for Filipino American for Filipino culture in honor of Philippine Independence Day. So that's happening on Thursday, same time at 8 o'clock. And on Friday, of course, that's June 11th, we have our very first live concert. This is in Little Tokyo, at the Noipits, starting at 8 o'clock. So you guys are invited. You're invited to come and see. We have 4 artists who are performing on Friday. So let me see if I can actually put it. Yeah, so this is the flyer for Friday. It's at the Noipits in Little Tokyo. It's the Little Tokyo Mall. That's a block away from the Japanese Village Plaza. And we have 4 artists. That's Garth Garcia, Marlon D, Chella, Jules King, and we have a lot of raffle prizes. And we also have free ice cream macarons from the 3-tier. And yeah, we're having free ice cream macarons because it's actually my birthday. So it's my birthday concert. So you're invited to that one. So thank you again, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Come visit us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and visit Big Bad Wolf Studio in Eagle Rock. Is it on Colorado?
Yeah, it's on Colorado. It's
That is
down
so
the street from
awesome.
Seafood City.
Yeah, down the street from Seafood City. Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, have a great weekend. Good night.
Good night.
Happy birthday.
You too. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How does one go from this to this? Or from this to this? Real people, real transformations. Amazing life-changing results are achieved every day at O Skin Med Spa. Let Miss O show you the way. Your very own before and after experience awaits. Call now for a free consultation. Visit oskinmedspa.com for more details.
Hi everybody, it's Garth Kersey. I'm inviting you on June 11. Mick Diaz presents live at the Noipits downtown LA. For details, please check Mick Diaz Presents on Facebook.
Yo, to all my folks in LA and Southern Cali, catch us live June 11 at Noipits in downtown LA, 8 p.m. $2 to get in. Shout out to Mick Diaz for putting this together. And this is also a fundraiser for the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce in Hollywood. And it's gonna be a good event, sick lineup, dope hip hop. Holla.